Hello, this is Cian Toomey for Money Banking. So we're now just completed the second week, and I guess the main things to note this week, first of all, again, the first two MCQs are due, so make sure you get those completed and get your 4% for the two of those. The second thing just to note as well is that the term assessment has just been put up on Blackboard. Again, there's a deadline of late November, so there's plenty of time. So what I would advise you to do this week and the next week is just consider which of the two you want to look at. One is on the future of cash, and the other is a fintech case study. So they are quite different in terms of how you might approach them. So think about which of those two you would prefer to do. So this week what we did is we mainly looked at money, and again I suppose there's two main things to note. One was the definition of money, and it's really about functions, and the three functions are medium of exchange, store value, unit of account. And of the three of those, unit of account isn't really as important, so that's whether or not you're using punts or euro, whereas the other two are quite important, medium of exchange and store value. And linked to that then, we looked at the evolution of payments through time. Obviously for a long period of human history, coins and then subsequently notes and then checks were basically what was available to use for paying for goods and services. Obviously then in the last 50-60 years or so, electronic payments have become much more prevalent, and I suppose the whole question is whether or not the future of money is purely digital or not. And linked to that then, we looked at a couple of episodes of where the store of value aspect of money collapsed, and that's typically called a hyperinflation, and we looked at a few of those. And I suppose the other key thing to think about then is the whole area of cashless society. So what I would recommend to look at for the coming week is the Bank of England video and accompanying article on cash usage, and also the ECB speech from last year about the trends in cash. And I suppose what's notable from that again is the fact that cash as a means of payment is falling and being replaced effectively by digital payments, online payments, PayPal, Revolut, etc. Whereas the store of value, cash, interestingly enough, has seen a marked increase, particularly in 2020. But still, the question is then, why are people using cash? And it seems to be primarily, as I said, as a store of value, and in particular with high denomination banknotes. So this is sometimes known as a kind of a paradox, in the sense that everybody knows that digital is happening in terms of payments and technologies, but still cash is being used a lot. So that's something to consider and ponder for the future of cash and possibly the fintech essay. Okay, thank you, and we'll see you next week.